Alright, hello guys, you're listening to the Patient Approach. My name is Milo, we've got Oggy and Moose with us as well. Do you want to say hello guys?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Lovely. Alright, and what we're going to be talking about today is...
For our second podcast.
Yeah, for our second podcast, thanks for that. Is we're going to be talking about... I don't know why, I felt like this like passive aggressive when I said that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like,
stab me in the fucking back.
Shut up, let me do what I'm doing.
I was getting there, guys.
Yeah, alright. What we're talking about today is Golovkin versus Lemieux. As we mentioned on the last podcast, me and Oggy are very big fans. Moose is... You watch a casual fan. How would you describe
casual fan? Casual fan. I can watch a fight, but I'm not going to follow it.
He's not going to, and he's probably not going to, unless it's special, wake up at 4 a.m.
Most definitely not.
Most definitely. Like me and Oggy are definitely going to do. Right, so, yeah, it's a good fight.
Doing?
Yeah, it's coming on.
A week away.
Yeah, it's next Saturday. What is next Saturday?
So we're recording
17th.
We're recording this on the Saturday.
Yep. So it's
Saturday the what the 10th.
Yeah, next week. So it's the 17th, right? We've got two big fights. We're mainly going to be talking about Golovkin versus Lemieux. That's a very big one. But we'll also touch on Roman Gonzalez versus Villoria as well. Brian Villoria. So starting off, why is this fight exciting, Oggy? What do you reckon?
This fight is absolutely huge. Huge because it's entertaining, it's exciting, and I think it'd be good if lots of casual fans, sort of like Moose, tuned in, because they're gonna see fireworks.
What for what reason are we going to see fireworks? What makes it exciting?
Both of these guys, as boxing fans would know, both these guys are huge punchers. I think Golovkin has 30, in excess of 30 knockouts. The same.
I got you covered.
Yeah, he's got me.
My man.
The same with David Lemieux. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those Moose. It's one of those fights that's most probably going to end in possibly a few rounds. But a fight where you see so much entertainment that you're going to probably want to see it again.
When we were chatting about this last week or the week before, you were saying they're both big hitters. So do you think it will end in a knockout?
Oh, most definitely. But that's my personal opinion. You never know; it could go 12 rounds.
Okay, but before we get into it, who's going to win? Who's going to win? In your expert opinion, who's going to win?
Ooh, getting straight to the point there, Moose. You know what? I'm going to have to go with Golovkin, and I think a lot of boxing experts have sort of picked him as well.
Why Golovkin? I like him. He's got a better name.
He has got a better name. Yeah, I mean,
it's true.
aesthetically, Lemieux is a bit of a better name than Golovkin, but in terms of the style of fighting, the technique and so on, and the experience, Golovkin.
Let me just hit you up as well. Golovkin's 33.
Milo's here with the facts. He's got his phone out.
I've got my phone out. I'm looking at a picture of Golovkin. He's wearing bright blue trunks. Bright blue. He's 33-0, so 33 wins, no losses, no draws, 30 knockouts.
30, so easy.
Yeah, and the 3 fights that went the distance were when he was still fighting 8-rounders. So that was when he was still figuring out the pro game.
Okay.
Beast.
He's on a 20-fight knockout run.
Wow.
I know, right? 20 fights knockout.
Yeah.
Damn.
Against good, solid middleweights.
Okay. So the important question is today, Milo, could you take him?
What do you mean could I? I have taken him. I took him to school. Even though he's 33, he's like 30. You know?
He took him to the fight. He gave him a lift.
Yeah, and we actually had Golovkin message us earlier this week and say, Milo, we're going again.
That actually scared me a little bit. Like, even though you're completely joking, this is the thing with Golovkin, right? These are the two scary facts about him. One, he has sparred with light heavyweights and heavyweights.
What weight is he?
He's middleweight. So that's the next whole weight class
up.
So he's sparred with light heavyweights. Two, he's one of the best amateur boxers of all time.
Yeah,
like he's got
that's
like 300. He's like that's a fact.
In excess of 300.
He's got in excess of 300 victories as an amateur.
How old is he now?
He's in his 30s.
Oh, is he?
Early
he's in his 30s. So he's
early 30s. So
early 30s. So he's coming into his prime.
If not slightly younger. I think.
But the thing that makes it scary is that he's a very strong boxer. He's a very strong puncher, and people are going to look at him and think, "Oh, this guy can't box." You don't win that many amateur fights if you can't box.
Yeah. Basically, Moose, to give you the rundown, this guy. As soon as he entered America, he's basically been winning fights, and he's now I think he's promoted by HBO, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they show his fights.
He's now basically the main middleweight. He's beaten very, very solid guys. There's only a few people who he hasn't beaten actually at his weight class, and David Lemieux is basically one of the guys just sort of there that he has to beat.
It sounds like Lemieux has no chance.
Well,
all right, Lemieux is basically. I have to tell him. Lemieux is basically one of the hardest punchers in the sport of boxing. I mean, this guy is absolutely monstrous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could he take you?
I love how you just you guys obviously don't know us, right? You don't know what we look like. I'm like 5'6", like 5'7", like Oggy's like 5. What you 5'8", 5'9",
5'8", yeah,
5'8", 5'9". Like we're not like
it fluctuates.
At a push, right? And this is if I got in shape, I could be welterweight. Like,
in the morning you're 5'7". Yeah. At night you're 5'6". when you've lost a couple of centimeters.
It just fluctuates, man. It's just up and down.
Yeah, sorry, Oggy.
Yeah.
And
basically,
just before you continue, Oggy, just for context, Lemieux, we're talking about 36 fights, 31 knockouts.
All
wins?
Yeah. No, he's had a few defeats. One of his defeats, though, was earlier in his career. I think he's like 26 now.
Yeah.
I think one of his defeats was when he was like 22.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Still, we can't put that down when Mayweather having gone undefeated for 49 fights is spectacular. But anyway, Augustin.
I mean this fight is this fight should be called Hiroshima versus Nagasaki in terms of the sort of the power these guys bring. That's what it is. I mean the boxing poster for this fight should not have included pictures of them two. It should have just been a massive explosion with Golovkin Lemieux underneath. I mean there's a lot of differences between the two though, and that's what makes this fight so great. Even though these guys can really, really crack, they are so different stylistically. I mean, with Golovkin, you have a really, really awkward fighter. He's just absolutely awkward, and I think that is the reason behind a lot of his success. He does some stuff that most of the American guys sort of aren't used to.
So when you say he's an awkward fighter, it's not that he looks awkward; it's that he makes it awkward for the other person.
And I think as well.
Yeah, he has subtle moves and things like that, and apparently sometimes when he throws a punch, his hands a bit sort of in a different position than usual. And what makes it interesting is that David Lemieux is sort of like the opposite of that. David Lemieux has a really, really good technique. Like he throws a punch with his whole body behind it, and technically it's how you should throw a punch, so he's the more aesthetically pleasing of the two, but nonetheless Golovkin is obviously the better technician, taking it into account the experience and all of his recent victories in particular. I mean, Milo, how do you see this fight going?
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful breakdown. I was going to interrupt, but you said everything I was going to say. That was beautiful. That's literally it. You got two very powerful boxers, very different styles. What I did with Golovkin, which I think is brilliant invention, is a bit like Mike Tyson, right? People look at these guys and they look at their power, and a lot of casual fans or people who don't follow the sport will look at these guys and just think that they've just got power and that they're just monsters and they come in. But there's a whole lot of work and talent behind what they're doing. They are surgical in terms of how they break people down.
Surgical.
Mike Tyson, he's if you slowed him down, you would see so many feints, so many rolls, the way he moves his head, the way he moves his body, his technique when throwing punches with his whole body. He was like, we made jokes about this time, he was almost like born to do what he did physically.
So it's the subtle movements that make him.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. And with Golovkin, you've got somebody who is absolutely brilliant at cutting the ring down. Like he can corner, the way he corners people, the way he throws his punches at the body, the way he moves, he's got a very, very clever foot. And if you watch him, he's never off balance. Like you wouldn't assume looking at him that balance was one of his attributes, but he's always in the right position to throw his punches. Like he's always positioned the right way. It's his footwork. Like when people think of footwork, they think of like Muhammad Ali bouncing around a ring, or Floyd Mayweather bouncing around a ring. Golovkin's footwork is amazing.
just as I was saying about the disparity in styles between these two, it's interesting to see the disparity in fans as well. I mean, Golovkin is pretty much already being considered sort of like not just the best middleweight, but one of the best fighters in the game.
People say that.
Whereas David Lemieux actually gets a lot of slack from the fans, in particular because of his loss when he was 22 or something. And this again, this is sort of very much related to the fact that Golovkin is obviously undefeated. Lemieux isn't, and so you have a bigger sort of fan base, and you have more hype. But you know, David Lemieux can crack, and you never know. You just never know in the fight.
Okay, so it sounds like Golovkin is the favourite.
Oh, by far.
Oh yeah,
and he should be.
What can Golovkin do to lose the fight?
Oh, that's interesting. So you didn't ask what can Lemieux do to win,
I
like how you phrased it. Because it is his.
Win?
You'd say it is his fight to lose. I think that, and this is why boxing is such an amazing sport, because anything can happen in the night. And the way Golovkin loses is if he underestimates Lemieux, which I don't think he's going to do.
No,
I don't think he's going to do. But that's he's got too much experience. But the way he loses is if he underestimates Lemieux, and if he takes up, what I could see happening, the only way I can see Golovkin losing is if Lemieux hits him a few times, Golovkin thinks I can take this. Lemieux hits him a few more times, Golovkin thinks I can take this.
It's certainly possible.
And then it breaks him down.
So the way Golovkin can lose it is by
if he
underestimates.
Because I think
not his style.
I think Golovkin can take Lemieux's power. I don't think Lemieux can take Golovkin's. But if Lemieux gets enough clean hits in, because Golovkin recently has had a habit of taking punches. I don't know whether some people have said this is intentional to make him more exciting. Other people have said it's because he hasn't got a good defence. I'm on the fence. I don't know.
I doubt it's intentional.
I don't think it's intentional. I don't think it's
too intentional.
But the point is that if he takes a couple of hits, underestimates the damage, and it accumulates without him realising it, that's the way he loses. But Golovkin, very experienced.
We also have to consider the fact that Golovkin hasn't really fought someone who can punch as hard as Lemieux.
As devastating, yeah. Like Lemieux.
I mean,
he's fought hard hitters.
To give you an example, Lemieux fought Gabriel Rosado, and this is important because Gabriel Rosado is a mutual opponent, so Golovkin fought him as well. And in that fight, which I've downloaded, it's on my computer. In that fight,
not illegally, of course.
I paid the rights. Paid HBO. Personally,
in the back alley.
HBO, that's the way to download your program.
HBO, if you'd like us to sponsor you, or if you'd like to sponsor us.
But yeah, in that particular fight, David Lemieux was hitting so hard that people in the crowd were sort of wincing. And I've never actually seen that before, ever before. So it's a real testament to how much this guy can punch.
He can hit.
So it's a good fight, man. It's going to be a good fight.
Exciting.
It might end early. It may well end early.
It probably will.
But to play devil's advocate on the part of David Lemieux, he seems to be in better shape than when he was younger.
Mm-hmm. And how old is Lemieux?
He's 26.
26,
very
I think,
young.
Yeah, very young.
And
so importantly, if he loses, it's not the end for him.
Yeah.
He can come back.
And he's also he's sparring really, really top guys. He's sparring Beterbiev.
Is he?
Yeah, because he's based in Canada, as is Beterbiev.
Beterbiev, isn't he light heavy?
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
but
so again, he's obviously not fighting,
but they're basically they have
very good light heavyweight.
Yeah,
he's a contender.
very, very good. Yeah. So this guy is actually, people have this idea that he's a sort of like obscure sort of European style fighter from Canada, but really this guy's getting a lot of sort of world class, how can I say, training and experience around him.
Okay. So obviously Golovkin is the favourite. Is the disparity between the two as much as people are making it out?
Oh yeah, it is. Without a shadow of a doubt. Let me put it into context for you. Golovkin, people are looking at Bernard Hopkins has the record for the most middleweight title defences. It's something like it's 20 something. I can't remember what it is. Golovkin's looking like he's going to break that. Like with Golovkin, we're looking at a boxer, and this is the thing, right? Normally, Golovkin's not Anthony Joshua. He's not a kid who's won gold at the Olympics. and has just turned pro and is in 30 fights in. He's one of the greatest amateurs of all time. Like, he's in a different class. Like, there's other boxers like that. We've got Rigon Diao, we've got Lomachenko. They're both in lower light classes, but these are guys who are world title champions within 5 to 15, 13 fights. Like, these guys move at a different pace. The rules are different for them. Golovkin's of a different class. Like, he is an older guy. He's an experienced guy. He's got a very good team of coaches who know the professional game, and importantly, like, people are already looking at him becoming a legend in the middleweight division. Lemieux is a very good boxer, and he should be in the top 10, and he should be in the position he's in, but that's it.
And it almost sounds like at 26 years old, he's not in his prime. He's not.
No, he's after unless he.
No, he's in his prime.
I think
the natural prime of the.
I'll put it to you like this:
27.
Amir Khan, I think, when he was 26, was in the world title stage. He's a lot better now than when he was 26. Like, he's
with Lemieux. I mean, with Lemieux, we have a guy who has quite short arms, and so that his fighting style is very much decided by his sort of like short reach, and the short reach is also probably why he has so much power as well, because he can turn his body a lot more. But yeah, I mean, this fight is just going to be big. Going to predictions.
What round?
You know what, my heart says Lemieux, right? My heart says Lemieux, but obviously the mind says Golovkin.
So it'd be good to see
Lemieux win with the fact that they had they both had the Rosado fight. With Lemieux, he sort of looks a bit like the sort of like the guy who, because he has so much power, he never really developed anything else. He's a bit stunted in terms of his style, and sometimes when you watch some of his fights, he has really, really amazing offense, but then you see him like defending, and he looks extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
And in the Rosado fight, for example, Rosado, is he a journeyman, Milo?
He's got
a
journeyman.
We can call him a journeyman.
Love for Rosado, but
we can call him a journeyman. Yeah, I mean, he hit David Lemieux, and David Lemieux looked really panicked. I think this was like in the earlier rounds, and when he panics, he just sort of throws more punches. If you get what I mean, he doesn't really seem to know how to respond to being hit. And I think against Golovkin, who's obviously on a much higher level than Rosado, we're probably going to see him panic.
Yeah,
I think what's going to happen is he's going to get hit. He's going to panic. He's going to throw a few bombs, and then he's probably going to get hit again and possibly knocked out.
I think that's
But again, that's not to devalue the fight. This is going to be an amazing fight.
Okay, it's at Madison Square Gardens, which is obviously one of the big fighting arenas in the world.
Yeah.
Is this fight bigger than Mayweather Pacquiao?
100%. In the sense that,
obviously not for the
in the sense that
past,
in terms of
entertainment,
in terms of excitement, and in terms of I'd say, and in terms of repercussions as well, because Mayweather Pacquiao, let's be honest, right? Pacquiao is on the way out. Mayweather's on the way out. That was about them. That wasn't about the sport.
So it's about egos, rather.
Mayweather Pacquiao was who's better out of these two guys. It wasn't really about the welterweight division. And
obviously when they're not in their prime as well.
That's exactly it. So like, it was a big fight, but it was big because they're celebrities,
and
they're
because
big,
they're
and they're superstars. Yeah, Golovkin Lemieux is bigger for boxing in the sense that whoever wins this is the best middleweight.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And that means we've got not just a new middleweight champ. It means we've got a new potential pound for pound superstar as well. Let's be real. Even if Pacquiao had beaten Mayweather, these guys are on the way out. Like, it was Mayweather Pacquiao was bigger than boxing, but because of that, it wasn't as important for boxing as this fight is. Yeah. This fight.
So the casual interior fans, the casual fans, Pacquiao and Mayweather was massive, but to the real boxing fans, this Lemieux,
and I think importantly as well, a lot of casual fans watch Mayweather Pacquiao and thought it was bullshit.
Yeah.
They
damaged, lost a lot of fans.
Yeah, that fight damaged boxing in many ways. So in terms of history, in terms of legacy, in terms of pay-per-view, in terms of finances, it's not bigger, but in terms of what it means for boxing right now and what it can do for boxing, it's bigger, I think. And just so you know, Moose, this is Gabriel Rosado during his fight with Lemieux. Right, this is what Lemieux did to him.
Yeah, I think both guys beat Rosado pretty
for the listeners. He got fucked up.
yeah. You can say that again. He got. But I mean, take with a pinch of salt. Rosado's one of these guys who he gets fucked up no matter who he fights. Like he's got skin that just breaks. He's like, as I said, I really like him because he fights despite this. But he got
okay. The question: who's his name?
What the guy who got?
Yeah, they got
Gabriel Rosado.
Gabriel Rosado. Could Oggy take him?
In a parking lot at midnight outside a kebab shop.
Probably beat his face in at least, based on that picture.
You know, Oggy would lose, but he'd look like he won.
I was absolutely stunned by the fact that the guy was still sort of alive.
Rosado is one of these guys, right? And he's why I love boxing, because he gets fucked up every fight.
If you look at his face,
why you love boxing.
No, because let me explain. Let me get it. He will. It's the fact that he will get in these situations where you're looking at him, you're like, just stop, and he won't stop. And it's that will, that desire, that heart, that that's something
Neanderthal bone structure.
Basic, that really basic animalistic survival instinct that just comes out in boxers. Like that's just.
And to refer to one of our past episodes, that is what inspires.
Oh, check it out.
We go in a roundabout ways here, guys. This is a new era for podcasting.
We're changing the game.
Changing the fucking game.
Just before we wrap this up, I think I just want to say a few words about the other fight, which is Gonzalez versus Viloria, right? And these guys are flyweights, right?
So how heavy are these?
These are, I think there's something there.
I'm ashamed to say I'm not too familiar.
I'm not massively familiar with them either. Yeah. I've recently become familiar with Roman Gonzalez because he's extremely good. In terms of weight, I'm not sure. Basically, I can't remember the weights, but what you've got is Golovkin Lemieux's middleweight, right? So that's the middle. They're about 160 pounds, right? The weight below that is welterweight. Then you've got lightweight. Then you've got featherweight. And then you've got flyweight.
Wow.
So these guys are like 5'2", 100 and some pounds. Like they're very...
Still human beings.
Yeah. They're like you struggle to see them over the top rope. But Roman Gonzalez, right, is absolutely monstrous. Like he is 43-0, 43 victories, and keep in mind, right, Mayweather's 49-0, and people are making a big deal of it. This guy's 43-0. Wow. No one's been saying nothing. Yeah. He's not only is he 43-0, he's beaten the best in the several divisions as he's gone up, and his knockout percentage is 37. People are like, it's quite possible. I mean, it would be a stretch. He could if Mayweather stays retired, he could potentially get to 49 knockouts, let alone 49 victories.
That's
like this guy is, and if you see him, his footwork, the way he moves, the way he punches, he's got everything. He's got a strong chin. He can throw in combinations.
So that would be a good fight to watch on the undercard.
And I don't know. I'll be honest. I know very little about Viloria, but he's a very good challenger at the flyweight world limit, and Gonzalez is moving up to this as well. Potentially, right? Even though Golovkin Lemieux, and rightfully so, is the bigger fight, this could potentially be the better fight in terms of quality.
So stay up to watch this.
Yeah, so definitely watch Gonzalez. And as I said, I don't know much about the lower flyweights. Part of the reason is because they don't get as much coverage. Another part of the reason is because a lot of the lower weight classes are predominantly Hispanic, from his Spanish-speaking countries or Asian countries, so we don't get as much coverage from our xenophobic media. But because that's the truth, we don't cover them as much because they don't speak English. But this guy is absolutely, like, just watch a highlights video of him. I can't remember what his name is. I think it's Yagishi. He had this fight against a Japanese boxer called Yagishi. And it was in Yagishi. Yagishi's a very durable boxer. He fought him in Japan, he fought him in Tokyo, and he dismantled him in 8 rounds. And this guy was a legit champion at his weight class. And the way Gonzalez just broke him down, it's just, he's got that power and he's got that ability that makes the guy he's fighting look bad when they're not.
Wow.
So yeah, check that one out as well. All right.
You can catch these fights in the UK on Fox Nation at 2 a.m.
I like that radio voice. Yeah, they are.
In the US or Germany.
They are.
The card starts at 2 a.m.
It starts at 2 a.m. These fights probably won't be until 3 or 4. If you're not like, I don't want people complaining if the fights aren't fun. Like, don't blame us.
No,
they should be. They should be.
You can't get more fun than this in this sport.
Yeah, you've got knockout artists on the same card, world class potentially. Yeah. You know, it's too early to say, but both Gonzalez and Golovkin realistically should be looking at Hall of Fame careers. Whether they achieve that or not is what makes boxing exciting. We don't know, but these are two guys who should be looking at the Hall of Fame. So you know, you're watching greatness. You're watching greatness, people. Greatness being made.
Fantastic.
All right. Anything else you want to put in there, Oggy?
No, just look forward to the fight.
Yeah.
Fights.
Yeah.
Rather.
Nice. Yeah. What about you, Charles? Moose?
Yeah, I might stay up and watch it.
Yes, there we go.
There we go.
You've converted him.
All right.
Probably not though.
All right then. That is us. Then keep your eyes peeled. We'll be posting a new podcast some point soon. Leave comments, give us feedback, let us know if you agree with what I thought. If there's anybody out there who thinks Lemieux's going to smoke Golovkin, let us know why. Because you could make an argument for it, but I would like to hear that.
I wouldn't, yeah.
And yeah, that's us. Thanks for listening. See you later.
Take care.